So starting the test drive in this XT5 V6, I've driven several of these over the years. My mother still has hers, a 2018 front wheel drive, and the V6s are just very strong, I think, especially with the all-wheel drive system in terms of just how they put the power down. The 2-liter turbo could be a bit more fun to drive, but this just has a more linear power curve, I think. So I have the XT5 in the all-wheel drive mode now, so we'll see how it goes getting on the interstate here. So the V6 is, again, a strong engine, especially under moderate acceleration. Now it can get loud if you floor it, and you don't necessarily get that same pull that you get from a turbocharged 4 in the lower RPMs, but you are getting that, again, linear power curve. And the ride in here is extremely nice, very impressive. Smooth, but still feels controlled. And this is in the all-wheel drive mode, so when I put it in the sport mode for a little bit, and I'm gonna lean the seat back so y'all can get more of a wider angle. But again, the ride is very impressive. The driving dynamics are actually very nice for me as well. And the space from the front seat is pretty good. Now, somebody my size could not sit behind me, but especially if I just want to have a nice relaxed ride going to and from work, I'm able to do so if no one's sitting behind me. Now, the price point of this is extremely steep, I think. Almost $66,000 for a naturally aspirated V6. Now, it is nice inside and out, but just compared to the competition, I feel like there are some other options that are similarly equipped, maybe even a bit cheaper, that have been refreshed once or twice since this came out. And again, this has not seen an actual refresh since it was released. But I still think it looks modern, and I think that's why these still sell so great. And they still feel like a 2024 model should feel in terms of the overall comfort, drivability. You do get quite a bit of upgraded features as opposed to when the 17 XT5 came out, having the wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility, having the lane keeping system standard, and then having adaptive cruise control here with this driver assist package. But again, for an XT5, I think my mom's, hers staggered for like under 40 grand, and hers was a base model. But for this one to be 25 grand more with the same powertrain, that just, I don't know. Now this, again, this has everything that my mom's didn't. So hers doesn't have a sunroof, doesn't have heated cooled seats, doesn't have the actual leather seating surfaces like this one does. But is that really worth another 50%, over 50% an increase? I wouldn't pay it, but I feel like I could get a similarly equipped XT6 for the same money. Maybe 5 grand more, but I'll have a third row. But if you want something that looks nice and feels nice, I should say fantastic, that's what you're really paying for with this, because I don't see a lot of sports out on the road. The front fascia of these, even though it hasn't seen an actual refresh, still looks aggressive yet sleek when you see it driving. And then also having those taillights, they look great. They really do. So, I mean, if somebody gave me one of these, I definitely would drive it and I'd love it. Just for what this sticker's for, I don't know. I just don't see it. But if you do and you're a big XT5 fan, definitely make sure you check out this 2024 Cadillac XT5 all-wheel drive in the sport trim level.